You know those nights where you are solo parenting, but you have multiple kids and it feels like you're just like playing whack-a-mole to get your kids into bed and to stay into bed? You might be trying to get the baby down while your toddler's in the bathroom trying to brush your teeth, and maybe you have an older toddler who's trying to have a toothpaste fight with your child. Trust me, I've been there and I've survived to tell the tale of how you can manage solo bedtime routines, especially when you have more than one child. I am a mom of 3 and my kids are now 8, 10, and 11. And they have become fully independent in their bedtime routines. Let's talk today about some of the tips that I have for you on getting through bedtime routines when you are solo parenting. I'm going to show you my favorite products from Outtree, as well as my bedtime routine cards that are for free, listed in the description box down below. I will also link the Outtree products that we use and love in our home. All of these things help keep our bedtime routines on track and keep our kids interested, engaged, and self-regulating at the same time. But first, let's talk about setting the stage before the bedtime routine. This is about an hour before you're starting your bedtime routine, but you want to dim the lights in the house, start closing the blinds and the curtains, turn off the TV, and make a calm, soothing environment. A tip that I have especially for when you're solo parenting is that when you are on your own with more than one kid, you should start the bedtime routine earlier than you normally do on nights where there's 2 of you helping. This can mean 15 minutes earlier, it can mean 30 minutes earlier. I would not start any earlier than that, but if you're starting a little bit earlier, then you're just setting yourself up to have a little bit of a buffer in case you need a little bit of a buffer. Having one-on-one time with each child, especially at bedtime, is one of my non-negotiables at bedtime. It is so important for not only for your child, but also for you. This is the best time of the day to get information out of your child about how their day went, what was good, what was not good, and what are they looking forward to tomorrow. This is more pertinent to if you have toddlers, preschoolers, or older children, but you can never start too early with having those conversations, even with your baby, about all the things that you did that day. Narrating your day and what you guys did together is a great way to help build vocabulary and to help with their communication skills down the road. The more they hear it from the beginning, the better and easier they're going to pick it up as they grow. One of the Outtree products that I love, and especially because in our family we love doing puzzles, but the puzzle board, which is on sale right now, so check it out in the link in the description box down below. But I love that this is a rotating board because sometimes you just need to see it from a different angle, am I right? And it has the little pockets in the sides so that you can store different parts of the puzzle in different places. Now, my son loves using these because he was so excited when he saw that it had the pockets, because he saw that we could organize things in different ways, but you can also cover it. And my boys like to play card games and stuff on top of it when we're not using the puzzle, so it actually has multi-uses in our house, and you can easily just store it under their bed when they're done. Now, back to the point though, I love that this is something that my kids can do independently while I'm getting another child ready for bed. So if you have a toddler who is doing a toddler puzzle and you also need to get the baby into bed, you can be nursing the baby and changing the baby's diaper and getting the baby down into bed while your toddler is working on the puzzle themselves. Once you have the baby down for bed, you can go into the toddler's room, sit down with them, and work on the puzzle with them while you talk about the day, all the things they loved and maybe didn't love about their day, and do the puzzle together. And it is a very calm, soothing, and sensory experience for them. It also makes for a very low stress environment, and you can be fully present with your child. Now, something that I love about multitasking, especially as your child gets older, that when you're working on something like a puzzle together and you're just trying to piece together the pieces, your child is feeling very non-threatened. So if something happened at school that day, this is a great time for them to open up and talk to you about what is going on in their world. So it is highly recommended that you have some sort of activity like this in your bedtime routine, especially as your children get older. On the flip side of this, some kids need some movement and more gross motor activity when they are getting ready for bed. So if you have a child who needs to release some energy, the Out Tree Sensory Swing is a crowd favorite. It is one of their most popular items, and for a very good reason. Now, my daughter is obsessed with her swing. She loves her swing, whether it is to read before she goes to bed or just swing and release some energy that way. It is a great tool to use for self-regulation at all appropriate ages. Obviously, this is not the kind of swing that we are putting a newborn in, but when you have a very mobile and energetic toddler, preschooler, or older, I think it has a weight capacity up to 200 pounds. But I will also put a link to this swing in the description box down below, but we love it. And again, it is a crowd favorite. Not only does this swing give your child that sensory experience, helping them to self-regulate before bedtime and releasing any pent-up energy that they have from the day, but this is also something they can do independently in their room while you're tending to another child. Speaking of the independence portion of the bedtime routine, it is so important to instill these independent skills in your child when both parents are home, so that when both parents are not home, you're not scrambling trying to teach them this independence while trying to get everybody down for bed, because again, that's where like that whack-a-mole comes in, where you're bouncing between every single bedroom to try and get them to do something. So instead of nursing one baby and telling your toddler and your preschooler to get their pajamas on and to brush their teeth and to read a book and having to bounce between all these different places, you need visual routine cards. This is something that I offer as a free download because of the fact that many families just don't think about or recognize that having your child do portions of the bedtime routine independently is a huge skill that is going to take so much weight off your shoulders, the stress off your back. You can relax your shoulders. Just like, you notice how like when you're so stressed out and you're just like, you're so tense. Release the pressure and let your child do some of these things independently when you have both parents present. So even when both parents are present, point to each bedtime routine card and say what comes next, and ask your child to lead the routine so that when one parent is not there, the other child can do these things independently while you're tending to the child who needs the most help and direction. If you need these bedtime routine cards, then grab the link in the description box down below. I will also pin it in the comment section as well. If you watched my video about potty training last week, we talked about how your child should be involved in printing, cutting, laminating, and hanging them up on their bedroom walls, because we also do visual routine cards when it comes to potty training. So that's like very similar in that aspect, but these are for bedtime routines. And as a bonus, I've also included morning routine cards so that when your toddler wakes up before you, they can start getting ready for the day without needing to come wake you up right away. The next thing that we need to talk about is staggering bedtimes. Now, this can just be a 10 to 15 minute stagger. It could be a 30-minute stagger. It can be whatever it needs to be to keep you sane, because at this point your sanity is the most important thing, and just getting through this bedtime routine without so much stress, so that you know that when your kids are down, they are down, and you can just relax for the rest of the night that you have solo. That would be like a dream come true, right? So if you plan on starting your bedtime routine with all of your children a little bit earlier, staggering their bedtime, then you're still going to end at your normal bedtime. So let's say that you're like me and you have 3 kids. I would always put the baby down first and then spend 10 to 15 minutes with each child so that they're getting that independent time with me and they're still going to bed on time. So maybe one kid is going to bed 10 to 15 minutes earlier than normal. Fine, great, awesome. Lay there and listen to some songs. I love using a Zenimal. Now that my kids are a little bit older, they have Google Homes in their bedrooms, so they can choose what they're listening to at bedtime as long as it's like calm music. One time I heard my daughter listening to Blink-182 at bedtime. Not quite a bedtime song, darling, however. proud mommy moment that she's my little punk rock princess. That's besides the point. But when you're able to put the baby down first, the baby's in bed, done, because they're sleep trained, and you know that as soon as you put them into their crib that they are going to fall asleep independently and you can move on to the next child. Something I always recommend is that when you have both parents home, you can test run doing solo bedtime nights and just tapping in and asking the other parent to help when you absolutely need it, so that you know that you can get through it on your own when they are home, so that when they're not home and you don't have a choice, you know that you can still get through it alone. Something I do want to touch on just real quick here is that sometimes my clients will give a little pushback on, oh, my kid can never do that independently. My kid will never follow these routine cards on their own. And I am here to tell you that 1000% of the time, when you are consistently teaching your child the routine and you're consistently showing them the routine cards and in order, and you tape them up on their wall so they see them there every single day, and you are actually consistently using them over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to become second nature for your child, and they are capable. I have taught children in many different age classrooms, from infants up until preschool, kindergarten age children, and they are 1000% capable of doing this from 18 months on up. They are capable, they thrive off of consistency and routine, and all you have to do is be there to guide them through it for several weeks. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks, but your child is so incredibly capable of doing this. Give them more credit than you probably are, because I can tell you, not only from experience as a teacher, but also as a parent and as a sleep consultant. So I am telling you from all these different aspects of my life that this is possible. I know it feels overwhelming right now, and I know that you can do it and get through it and still have your sanity at the end of the day. So don't forget to check out the Outtree links in the description box and the bedtime routine cards. I hope this video was so helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and keep blooming. Mwah!